Okay, so this would be a continuation of cluster A personality disorders, talking about schizoid personality disorder. I believe it got cut off on the previous video about what percentage of people can have these type of personality disorders and how prevalent that is, even though 2% doesn't seem like a lot, but 2% is about 1 in 50 people, right? So most of us know more than 50 people, and if you do, then chances are, statistically speaking, about one of those people could be paranoid personality disorder type, right? If so, then they're not necessarily going to let you know right off the bat. It's something that's going to show through months and years of knowing this person. Because if you see people acting strangely or abnormally, it's our tendency to kind of chalk it up to the game of life and say, oh, they're just having a weird thought or a weird day or whatever. But if this is a pervasive thing, like I said, if it's a consistent pattern of behavior, then it can be something that can affect their lives pretty deeply. So the second disorder on cluster A would be schizoid personality disorder, SCHIZOID. Sounds like schizophrenia, right? But it isn't. This odd and eccentric type, which is cluster A, does have this particular set of people that are extreme loners. They're not schizophrenic, they're not seeing things, hearing things, feeling things. They're your lone wolf type that do not care for a bunch of people around them. They would prefer not to be in a crowd of people. They would rather not go to the movies. They would rather Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus. They would rather not go to the amusement park. They would just rather play video games at home. They would rather not go to parties. At most, they'll have their small trusted person come over to the house and then just hang out. So they would not want to be around other people. I've had students that told me at the end of the semester, hey, this schizoid PD that you're talking about, that's totally me. And I would have never been able to tell because they were in the class engaging. Usually my class size is about 30 students. And the fact that they were able to be there all semester long, asking questions, answering things and discussions, doesn't show to be that they would have a thing like a schizoid personality disorder. But they detested being there and they were extremely uncomfortable being there, but they were only there because they had to be there to get the credit so that they can get their degree, get their career in order, etc. So schizoid PDs can go into the crowd because they have to. If it was up to them, they would work online, click. They would send emails, they would send texts, and they would just keep it at the house as much as possible. Have things ordered in. I know a lot of these things start to sound like agoraphobia, right? But remember the difference is agoraphobics are extremely afraid and they are paralyzed to not be able to go outside of their own confines. Whereas schizoid PDs can go about, can drive, can go to other places, function seemingly well. It's just their comfort zone is their home. Their comfort zone is somewhere, doesn't even have to be their home, somewhere that there is no people or very small group of people that they're very familiar with. So you can call this introvert plus or whatnot. It's totally okay being introverted. There's plenty of extroverted personality types as well as introverted. This would be the most extreme version of introverted personality type, not heading to the phobia zone of agoraphobia. So if you know some people like that, obviously this can hinder their personal life as well because we are social beings, human beings are, and it behooves us to be amongst other people in many cases. And if your life is designed just to be by yourself majority of the time, it can have some social growth, emotional growth hindrances as well. So, but you're not hurting other people, right? These two types are not necessarily hurting other people. So we'll talk about that in cluster B, where the personality types can actually be harmful to people around you. Okay, thank you.